Thank you. First item of business, 2.1, the May regular meeting minutes. Any corrections? No? Oh, that's right, we did. I'd like to request a motion.
Motion to approve the May 3rd, 2023 regular Downtown Development Board meeting minutes.
A second?
A second.
Kara seconds. We have a motion by Terry, a second by Kara. Any board discussion? No?
No.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. It's unanimous. There's no .0, just citizens to be heard. Do we have any citizens? Okay. Hello, thank you. Did you fill out the...
No, but I'm going to give you this. I'll do it.
Yeah, when you're done.
When you're done, fill that out and just make sure the comments are limited to the DDB district and anything that we can act upon.
Great.
And I think you know, but the time limit is 3 minutes.
3 minutes.
Okay, great.
Yeah. So my name is Marty Marshall. I live at the Bay Aristocrat Village on US 19, and I do watch all these videos every time you have a meeting. I used to come downtown every Thursday for dinner. This started when there was a program on the third Thursday to donate 10% of the proceeds to a named charity. I expanded that to every Thursday. I also attended many sip and strolls downtown and got a contingent of people from my park to join. Both of these programs are no longer around, and I don't come downtown very often anymore. But I came across something that is directing travelers away from downtown that you probably don't even know about. On Fort Harrison, just north of Bellevue, is a posted sign instructing travelers to bypass downtown. Here is the sign. I don't know how this works, so there you go. Enter. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate that. I didn't have a clue.
That's interesting.
Gerçekten çok tarzım bu şey.
Where was the
Bellevue.
Can you give the location again?
Yeah, it's on Fort Harrison, just north of Bellevue.
Oh, Bellevue.
Thanks for bringing that. Any other citizens to be heard? Okay, new business, 4.1. Let's see. Upcoming events funded by the DDB. Ann, am I supposed to skip forward or just read the one right here? Okay, so we have the Living the Culture Pride, June 29th, Pride Night Cap at Pro Shop Pub. That's right on Cleveland Street, 840 Cleveland Street, from 10 p.m. to midnight. And that's it for upcoming events. 4.2, we have a presentation by Pinellas Suncoast Transit Authority.
Good evening, Ann Lopez, Senior CRA Manager. When you guys had your work session in March, you guys asked to have both Jolly Trolley and PSTA come forward at a future meeting. So I would like to, I'll turn that off, start by introducing Bob Lasher from PSTA Freedom.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for having us in for this time. I'm going to go a little off topic right now because I noticed that sign we just saw was on one of our bus stop signs. We did not put it up. So that's something I will look into. Thank you very much. I want to give you a little bit of a history on the Jolly Trolley and some of the background. Years ago, it was privately operated, and then it was starting to work with the city. What it runs right now are routes that really connect Clearwater Beach from Sand Key all the way up to Tarpon Springs. It's got a North Beach route, now that runs between Island Estates and a big U. And in fact, you've got the map, so I'm not going to get too detailed into it because they look a lot better than I do, so look at the maps would be better. But that covers Mandalay, Island Estates, their South Beach route, that runs from Sand Key to downtown Clearwater. And then their coastal route, which I've seen personally, is one of the busiest and most popular, runs from Pier 60 all the way up to the sponge docks at Tarpon Springs. And I've spent many a weekend out at the beach during spring break herding people onto that route. Back in November 2010, we had a time when this coastal route only ran 3 days a week. Okay, we had our own, PSDA had a system, we were still a different system from Jolly Trolley. And over the years, we merged with Jolly Trolley, and for some great reasons, because together with our ridership combining, when we report into the feds, we get more funding. So it helps the transit overall. So we worked together, have a very good partnership. And I think it was in 2018, what we did is we eliminated one of our routes up Alt 19, and that's when the Jolly Trolley took that over with the North Coastal route fully. And that route really had some neat surprises in it. And since you've got the maps, I'm not going to spend time going through this. I was putting this together this week. This is taking a look at some of the ridership trends on the North Coastal route. And something really stuck out at me when I was looking at it. If you look where it says 7 days a week service, and that's going in just before the pandemic, good, strong service. Now, I have been in transit 18 years, and I've went through the pandemic with PSDA and had people all over the country I work with. And when I looked at this, I was shocked at how little the ridership dropped on this route during the pandemic. There were major transit systems like New York City dropping 50, 60%, some even 70% during the pandemic. Without a dedicated survey, I can't tell you for sure, but I do believe that it's part of the resiliency of our tourist industry that has kept it up. And we only have the numbers right now through May, but they're extremely strong. I wouldn't be surprised if they top what we did prior to the pandemic. So that is really, Mike, I didn't know. This is for today really, when I was doing it this morning, was the first time I picked up on it. I'm really proud of that. I think that's really neat. One of our biggest things we do every year, every spring, is a spring break promotion where we offer free park and ride service. People can park just right down the road here for free, and then we will shuttle them back and forth at no charge, along with the Jolly Trolley, and we will also put out some extra buses from March 1st through April 30th. And that's the whole idea there, is to get people off the Memorial Causeway, because I'm sure most of you know what that traffic can get like. And this, if you just take a quick look here, this is kind of where the promotion runs. We have basically the downtown and then parts of Clearwater Beach, not far from the Marina, Pier 60. Those are just people get on and they can ride free back and forth. And it just, we do that because it just makes it easier for people to get on and off and move them around. And we've had some very good response. We run about 15-minute service or less at the really busy times on the weekends with our extra buses, and then about 30 minutes, every 30 minutes during the week. Some of the promotional features that we work with the city is putting new wayfinding signs, and they put out those big, what they call variable message signs for us to help move people in. And then we work on promotions with local businesses for our giveaways and for social media contests and whatnot to build ridership. I don't know if you've ever seen the sidewalk decals you see up here, the flip-flops. That's how we lure people to the right bus stop. They follow those and they go right to the bus stop. Those are fun. I've had a lot of great comments on that. And then we're out there Friday, Saturday, and Sunday to make sure at the marina that people coming back get on the right bus, because they all look, well, not all of them, but most of them look alike. And if you want to go to Tarpon Springs and you hop on one that's not going to Tarpon Springs, it's maybe going to Island Estates, now we have mad riders. So we get people out there to make sure they get on the right bus. Also, we're out there doing these surveys. This year we had 358, 3 simple questions. How did you hear about the park and ride? We want to know how people know where they're from and then how many in the group. And just a quick look at it, we had about 30% from Clearwater, 25% from out of state, 13% from Florida, 12 international, other Tampa Bay, around the region, other Pinellas. A lot of ridership, and this is how they heard about it. A lot of them see the signage. They're stuck in the traffic, they see the signs. But the one thing I want to point out here that I really like is, and it's a little low because it also involves the other and return user. We had I was out there usually mostly Saturday and Sunday nights, a lot of return users. People are starting to get to know this. We started in 2018, did it 2019, then we had to stop it in 2020, 2021 we couldn't do either because of the pandemic. So picked it back up in 2022 and then this past year. And just some of the social media marketing we've done. I talked to our social media guru just yesterday, and apparently our Instagram spring break post is #1 post that we have on the Instagram, and then Facebook is #2. So we've had a lot of great engagement about this. And this involves mostly the Jolly Trolley because of the name recognition. They're the ones that do it all week long, and then PSDA comes in and we put extra buses out Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So it's building a great partnership. This is some of the past ridership that we've seen from 2019. It picked up in 2022, and I'd be very surprised if we didn't break the spring break ridership this year, because in 2022 we had a lot of bad weekend weather in March. We lost a lot of weekends, and this year I think we only lost one, and I think it was the last one. It was one of the late weekends when we had rain. And that was interesting because I was out there. It was the only time in my life I've ever seen the marina parking lot like 3/4 empty. So one of those really crazy windy days. The funding breakdown, we've got a lot of partners. You can see PSDA picks up about $1.1 million. We've got some new contracts coming up. And then we also have Tarpon Springs, Pinellas County for Pond Harbor, and the city of Dunedin that also kick in on this. And we've got a new multi-year funding agreement that should make things easier to keep things renewed. Also, this includes the special promotions such as spring break, and we also, Jolly Trolley will also run shuttles along Douglas Avenue up in Dunedin for the Blue Jays to get them from a park and ride to the Blue Jay ride. And as for the future, one of the biggest things we're looking forward to, one of the biggest developments coming down the pike for us is a new transit center in downtown at Court and Myrtle. The one we have now, if you've seen it, it's on Park Street and Garden. It was outdated in 1997. Yeah. And we have been trying, I'm serious, we have been trying for a very long time, and we had been applying for a federal grant, and we finally got it last year. And thank you to some of your city council members too who helped us. It was really wonderful. So now we're looking forward, hopefully end of 25, early 26, have this beautiful building and facility, multimodal, to introduce people to this beautiful beach as they come in. And there's so many, I mean, it's going to be a night and day difference. And we're going to do it leads, we're going to have solar panels, solar charging. Right now, we're only about 10% design, but I'm really excited about it. It's really pretty neat. And that's I hope it was quick enough, overview. If there are any questions, and I got Mike Hempstetter here also from the Jolly Trolley, if you have any questions.
I do. When do you expect the new facility to be ready?
End of 2025, early 2026 is the target right now.
Okay. Thank you.
Sure.
But one
Yes,
question.
ma'am.
Because on the drawing that I saw there on the screen, that looks like much bigger than that actual space. Because on Court and Myrtle, it doesn't look that big.
This one?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It is actually drawn to that space, and
Really? Wow.
and around the Botanical Day
Sounds like-
spot.
Pretty big space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're looking at now somewhere between 16 and 19 bus bays, and some that'll charge to, as well as an area for what they call them the ride share TNCs, which are Uber, Lyft, et cetera, taxis. The ones we have right now has 8 bays.
Yeah.
And that's why I said it's been that's been outdated since 97. Mike has to park, he brings his trolleys in, and we bring some of ours along Garden, because we don't have the bays to fit them inside.
Yeah. Makes sense. One last question. Do you
Yes.
think to have a free rides during when we have the events here, or to organize something for the people? Maybe they park on US 19 and they come down with the bus?
We do.
It was just a
We will.
curiosity.
We always fight this battle with finance, but if you talk to us about it, bring it up to us, we'll absolutely consider that. And if we can help get people out of their cars and off that causeway, I don't see why we wouldn't. Because it's something we've been doing around the county for years, and we're starting to do a little bit more.
Or maybe you guys can just promote that there is a bus from one side to another.
That we will definitely do.
Thank you.
Can I help you out?
Oh, yeah.
That's a nice question. We are actually working with the city right now, directly through Chris Cook, to offer transportation to service the 5 or 6 different parking lots that all surround that area. That service will start in the next 3 weeks. June 28th, and it's running for 1 solid straight week, and we'll have 4 trolleys that'll be operating that at all times.
That's awesome. Thank you.
Yes, send that to me, so I'll make sure.
Any other questions from the board? No?
Yeah, they got that.
Thanks for coming, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Very informative, thank you.
Thank you. And Ms. Lopez has the PowerPoint.
Awesome. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Very comprehensive, appreciate it.
All right, moving on, 4.3, the April 2023 financial statement. Hello again, Ann.
Hello again. I'm going to be up here a lot today. Ann Lopez, Senior CRA Manager. The first item that I'm bringing forward to you guys tonight is to request approval of your April 2023 financial statement for filing. For the month of April, the expenses were $47,869.50. The majority of those being paying out some of your events that you guys have provided sponsorship for, so that's really great. And you'll see in your agenda item, all of those expenditures have been listed out. And for your marketing category, which is where your special event funding comes from, the DDB has allocated, as of May 19th, which was the day that I created this agenda item, $456,136.99. And as of May 19th, the DDB had paid out just a little over $243,000, has an unpaid balance of just over $212,000, and with all of the items that you guys have allocated to provide funding for in that marketing category, that left you with about $54,000 left to be able to give out until the end of this year. Your business assistance category, you have allocated $10,000. You have to a business assistance. You've paid out $31,000 with an unpaid balance of $62,000, and there's $90,000 remaining in that category. And for your policy and project work, you have not allocated anything, nor have you paid anything, and that category has $22,000 left over. I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Any questions?
No, it's very clear.
Very crystal.
Excellent. Any citizen comments? I'd request a motion regarding the April 2023 financial statement.
Well, I motion to approve the April 2023 financial statement.
We have a motion by Chiara. I request a second.
Aye.
Shahab seconded the motion. Any further discussion? Anybody? All good? So just to be clear, do you mind telling us exactly how much we have per category left to approve?
Your marketing category, you mean remaining in the categories to...
That we can vote
that you
on.
can, sure.
Yeah.
In your marketing category, you have $54,000. Your business assistance category, you have $90,000, and your policy and project work, $22,000. Your other categories that are part of your budget are your office and admin and your fixed payments, and those are, I don't include those because you cannot change those. Those are things that are fixed, we have to pay, i.e. your legal staff.
So, for example, the signage that we did 10,000, I think, last meeting, that would have come out of business assistance. So that would have been 100, except we've reduced it by 10.
Correct.
Okay, good.
Correct.
Any other questions? No? All right. Let's take a vote. All in favor? Aye. It's unanimous. Okay, next up is for me to announce some presentations. We have a 5-minute limit for presenters, and then we'll do questions from members following each presentation. Our questions won't interrupt your time. So first up, Market Marie, 4.4. Welcome back.
So I'd like to introduce Blair Valentine for Market Marie. Market Marie moved this past 6 months. They were from November of 2022 through April of 2023, right here in downtown in Station Square Park and 4 and 5 and 600 blocks of Cleveland Street.
Okay, well, it's good to be back. I hope you guys are all doing well. Like she said, I'm Blair with the Valentine with the Market Marie. I'm going to do an overview just for those, anyone listening in, if they haven't heard about the market. The Market Marie is a monthly open-air market for small businesses and artisans in downtown Clearwater. It takes place on, we put the address as 600 Cleveland Street online, but it's all of the 500, 600 block, and then North and South Garden as well. It's on the second Saturday of each month, showcasing an average of 95 vendors. We're very proud to be one of the most diverse markets in Tampa Bay, from both products to makers. Since the Market Marie moved down to Cleveland Street, we've averaged over 1,000 guests per event. All of our events are pet friendly, family friendly, everyone's welcome. It attracts both tourists and locals to the event each month, and we are just super happy we can be part of the small business community and help their success in downtown, especially what they dealt with since COVID. Having a place every month that's continuous, something they can depend on, build that community, and Clearwater is very loyal, one of the most loyal places. A lot of vendors will come back and say they see the same faces every month that choose to support them, and so they're definitely proud to be a part of downtown Clearwater. Since the Market Marie began in May of 2021, of course, we've had 2 locations in Clearwater, but we brought over an estimated 16,000 guests to the downtown area. The DDB logo has been included in our marketing flyers, our print flyers. It's kind of cut off a little bit, but that's the big A-frame signs that are at the market, and your logo is cut off, but it's at the base of it. I didn't know how to, I don't want to mess anything up here. So those are on the sandwich board signs, at all the entrances. On our paid social media, advertisement, on, I'm trying to see if I'm forgetting, our monthly newsletter, our website. I also wanted to read a few, here they are, testimonials from a couple attendees and a couple vendors that we got from social media. An attendee posted that this is our first visit, but we will definitely be back. Best local market we have been to. Another said it was awesome. I went and it was so fun. So many great vendors, and the puppies were adorable. We occasionally have pet adoptions there as well. A vendor said, we love our community and the patrons who respect and care about what we do. Such a diverse crowd who support local artisans such as ourselves. And another vendor said, the Market Marie will always be so special to us. It was the first market that accepted us and supported us through our first year of growth. There are a lot of other documents on here. I don't know if you guys have the report in front of you or not, but I printed out or screenshots of where your logo was placed on flyers, website, some case studies from some of our marketing teams. But we wanted to thank you guys for being such a huge reason the market's been a success, not just for me and my team, but so many of the small businesses that attend every month, from repeat to some vendors that are just, heard about on social media, and they come down to the downtown Clearwater area and love it. So wanted to thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Have any questions?
Questions?
No, but I do, it happens 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. every second Saturday, just in case you didn't know the hours.
Yes, and the upcoming one is actually this Saturday, June 10th, 10 to 2. And the weather has been all over the place. Of course, it's Florida from rainy to windy, but a lot of committed vendors, and the forecast looks good for Saturday. So
There was some concern of when you location swapped, and what's your viewpoint? Has it been good for you being on Cleveland?
Yeah? Yes, it was definitely a positive change. The biggest concern was just anytime you move an event at all, if someone's used to it being in a certain place and then they don't see it there, so they're like, oh, we're not going to attend. But it's definitely been positive from the amount of people that show up. It looks more like a market feel with all the buildings, and there's a lot more shade for both customers and vendors, which is huge for preserving products and having people stay out longer. We have a DJ, a live musician, sometimes Santa Claus shows up in December. We've had bounce houses, face painter, henna artist, pet adoptions.
An
just like,
owl? I saw
the
a picture
owl.
of the owl
Yes,
there
the
too.
owls. They actually come. They come every month. They're from the Friends of Largo Nature Park,
Nice.
out in Largo. They're very cool. So half of them don't actually look real because they're so tiny, but they have an awesome group of volunteers, about 10 people that come to every single market and walk around. They teach people about the owls. They were all in some way endangered or they've been hurt, so they're all rescued. So they teach them about how they're taking care of them. So that's really cool. Everyone loves those.
Well, it's, we have meetings down sometimes at the same time on the street, and so I have one request. If you could move the puppy adoptions farther west, because some of my friends bring their children to these events, and then they don't want to come back because they're taking too many puppies.
Oh, no, totally. Yeah, I'll move them. Hide them.
Hide them, thank you. Anyway, thanks for what you're doing, it's great.
Well, thank you guys so much. We truly appreciate everything you've done for us. So.
Thank you.
4.5, Tampa Bay Ukulele Society.
Ann Lopez, Senior CRA Manager. I would like to introduce Robert Wild, who is here from the Tampa Bay Ukulele Society, to give you a report out on the Ukulele Festival that was held in the 400 through 600 blocks of Cleveland Street on April 15th.
Hello, how are you?
Hello.
It's my third time. I want to emphasize two things. Number one, I think in 2 years we've established a legacy without any question. Jim Beloff, who was our featured artist on the way to the airport, said to me, he does 50 festivals a year. He said, Rob, nothing matches this in the U.S. And the second thing he said was, how do you get those talk show hosts to say downtown Clearwater District 400 to 600 block 3 or 4 times in a 10-minute segment? And we will match any event that you finance. That we think we do a really bang-up job of focusing on the district. I use the term district-centric, and it's as important as the music, the restaurants, but what we focus on is, and you've seen our whole theme is you're invited, come down, see it, and the feedback we get from the merchants is most of the people that they end up talking with, it's their first time, and they're impressed with the district, and they say they'll be coming back. Just a little example. It's supposed to play, but how do I?
It's not linked to play, but we can share the
Anyway,
video on the board.
that's the introduction at the concert in which we emphasized welcoming to the district. We were very diverse. We used the Scientology, that beautiful reception center, for our free lessons, both of which were full, 50, 60 people. And we used the Presbyterian Church for our advanced, so we're very diverse. Also, as you can notice here, the emphasis is on downtown district. You're invited to the district. We had a couple of whole quarter-page ads in the Tampa Bay Times. The only sponsor that we emphasized was the Downtown Development Board. So obviously, we realize that that's key. Again, we're on all the major media. We draw very heavily from Hillsborough, and the reason for that is the creative loafing. And there isn't anybody we talked to that didn't hear the ads from the Dove, and the Eagle. They're the two most powerful stations in Florida, and all the restaurants, all the customers were telling them, we hear your ads all the time. Even though we only got half the funding we needed, I think politically we were correct, and I think aesthetically, financially, we may not have been. However, we kept to our plan, and we did the 400, 500, 600, and we actually did 56 ads pushing traffic to the 500 block. Partially successful until those other 3 restaurants get active. It's very difficult to draw a large crowd. But as I said, Howard actually called me the day after and said, you didn't get all your funding, do you still want to do it? And I said, Howard, by November, when you do those exclusive deals, that money's already spent because you have to commit to them. Is the reason why we want to be in front of you next October or November, preferably on a meeting that the Jazz Festival is not on. Or if it is, we want to be ahead of them. And it's a wonderful event, but again, I think in 2 years, we've made marvelous strides to, again, be a legacy, and everything we say is downtown Clearwater district, not just Clearwater. As you can see, we had over 14 groups because we covered all 3 blocks. And as Jim said, he said, Rob, you had the best talent that you can get in the country. Taking him to Burns the first night he was here might have set the stage for his enthusiasm. As you can see, we had the educational part, the free lessons. We have the advanced seminars, and as well as the beginner lessons. And we did some charity work. We had a face painting sponsored by the Jolly Trolley. And again, they provided some trolleys for us. We thank them for that. So we did a lot of things to make it a family-oriented. And in our ads, we said, bring the family. The remarks from the merchants, Tequila, I wish there were more down there, but Tequila's and Clear Sky said they were as good a day as they've had the whole year. And again, most of them that queried the customers said a lot of them were new customers. They were thrilled, and they said they'd be back. A good comment there you can see from you probably can't see it, but the policeman who worked, he said, I would do this every week. He said, I love the crowd. It was the best crowd we have, and we love the music. And then Eddie Drosty, of course, he even bought some time and promoted on the way to and from the district, stopped in at Pete and Shorty's. And he recognizes that anything that inures to the benefit of the hospitality business, no matter where it is, in Clearwater, benefits everybody. And then there's a former restaurant owner who said he had never seen so many people down there. One very good thing is we hosted 100 veterans for the concert. And they made all these comments on social media. And when I read those, I said, no matter what it took, it was worth it. Because they came, they loved it. And I'm sure many of them were first-timers to the downtown district. And they just go on. And most of them brought their families. Social media, 2 of the sponsors are very, very big in social media. We did our own, but they did a tremendous amount of social media. And they'll do a lot more the next time around. They were at so, as you can see from the budget, we had 10, 11 from you people, thank you. 10 from our sponsors, and our pro bono contributions were about $25,000. That's my partner and I. So we've invested about 30 grand over the last 2 years because we're looking at it long term, and we don't regret it because we see it as a long term and much bigger than 1 or 2 events. For 2024, as I said, we would request that we could come before you in October, November, only because the exclusive arrangements with these media outlets, you have to commit 6 months in advance. Both of them want to do it again. They were thrilled and are really, really high on Clearwater, the downtown district, and also the ukulele audience. But as you can see, I don't know why that does that, but anyway, so we'd like to come October, November, and we'd be looking to do it correctly, probably about $30,000 to be able to do and we want to continue to do the 500 and 600 block. Hopefully there'll be more merchants in those establishments. I think the 500 there will be, from what I can see. But most importantly, obviously, we don't want to sound like we're not thankful. We are, and without that initial infusion, it wouldn't be possible. And so we thank you for your for your confidence and for your support, and we look forward to doing it many, many more times, and we have a couple of really unique ideas for the next couple of years.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions from the board?
Oh, the estimates, I didn't see the chart on the estimates. Our estimates last year were 2,500 to 3,000. This year, they estimated it was between 3,500 and 4,000 people throughout the course of the day. And the restaurants all did 5 turns,
That's
Nice.
really good.
so it was growing.
Yes.
Just so you know, the new policy, we live and learn, the new policy is we take our grant requests at the meeting with the lowest amount and work up to the biggest one to avoid some of the problems we had. And and you work with staff to figure out when you come in to come before us. You just let them know when you're ready.
Yes, yeah, well,
Okay, but the policy now is that as the presentations are made, we start out with the smallest grant
yes,
and move
yes.
backwards.
Well, I'd worked with Howard from July, and then, of course,
Yeah.
some of the rules changed, but I had said to him, in November, we're already past the point of no return.
So our youngest has acquired a ukulele due to your well-promoted events.
Wonderful.
And I would like to request a tuning fork
Tuning fork,
for said ukulele.
yeah, well, you can buy the little tuning device.
Yeah.
They can do it from their phone
No,
as
she's
well.
actually quite good. It's
Good,
it's
well, that's
lovely.
great.
Thank
Well,
you.
she has to attend some of the advanced classes
Yeah,
then.
that's exactly right.
That's great.
Thanks for coming back.
Oh, thank you
Thank you
for having me.
Thank you.
Wow, you can do it on a phone.
That's right. They have an app. There is an app.
There is an app.
App for everything.
There's an app for everything.
Exactly.
Amazing.
For everything.
Okay, so no funding request tonight, right, Ann?
Nope.
4.6, that's good because we're running out of money.
Yep.
Come and get it while it's hot, if you're watching.
That's a problem that you guys need to have, not a problem that I have.
That's right. 4.6, the All-Star Awards Program Update.
Okay. This is you and I, Mr. Chairman.
All right.
At our last meeting, the chairman brought forward to the board an idea for an all-star awards program. With the help of your attorney, Elise Winters, we sat down and she did all of the heavy work. I'm here just presenting this for you. So thank you, Elise. So here's some of the selection criteria. The recognition of individuals who actively and meaningfully participate with businesses, organizations, events, and projects located within the Downtown Development Board District in a manner that positively impacts the DDB district and are in alignment with and support DDB purposes, its work plan, and policies. While volunteer efforts are preferred, recognition can be given to paid employees for outstanding achievement that positively impacts the DDB district and are in alignment with and support DDB purposes, work plans, and policies. The eligibility criteria: nominees will only be nominated from individuals who reside, work, own business, or own property in the DDB district, who are not elected officials or staff of the City of Clearwater Community Redevelopment Agency. Nominees must reside, work, own a business, or own property in the DDB district, and elected officials and staff of the CRA are not eligible. So as much as I appreciate you all wanting to nominate me every month, you cannot do so. This will be on a quarterly basis. So we figured instead of this being something that we bring forward and we have a nominee every month, for something to be very meaningful, if we brought it forward to you guys as a quarterly basis for nominees, that's kind of how we.
Small correction, well, actually, it looked like we repeated ourselves, but the first paragraph was supposed to be nominees, and the second paragraph was nominators.
Okay.
I was wondering about that.
Is that- Unless you thought we were just being really positive about what we wanted, but yeah,
Not to be confused with denominators.
no, definitely not.
Is that a math joke?
Yeah, sorry.
Okay. So just to clarify, nominees and nominators cannot be elected officials nor CRA staff. quarterly basis. There is no budget for this. There's no cost associated with this.
We can have more than one nominee, correct? Per quarter? There's no limit?
There's no limit.
That's
There's
right,
no limit.
just to be clear.
1, 10, 100?
100? Wow, that's ambitious.
Hey,
The entire ukulele club from Tampa will come forward.
And what do they get awarded with? Is it a
just a
certificate?
certificate, yeah, we would bring them forward to the board, introduce them to you, tell you why they were nominated, and then they would just receive, recognition and a certificate.
If it goes well, we might get ambitious and fun plaques.
I know. Maybe a frame for
Yeah.
the certificate.
And the term All-Star Program was just loosely put forward. If we can always modify it as we need, if somebody comes up with something better. So, you've all read it?
Yeah.
Any questions?
No.
Well done, Elise and Ann, thank you.
Great job.
Citizen comments? Nope. I would like to request a motion regarding the All-Star Program.
I make a motion that we approve the All-Star program.
Okay, motion made by Jen. A second? Kiara? Okay, we have a motion to approve by Jen and a second by Kiara. Any board discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous.
I will make the one change. We'll get this formatted and put up on the website and then share the link out.
Perfect, thank you. Okay, moving on, old business, 5.1, the digital advertising pilot program update. Mr. Santiago. Before he starts, I would like to say, I personally know how much time and effort he's put into hounding people to spend our money, so thank you, Eric.
Thank you. Eric Santiago, CRA Manager. An update on our newest DDB grant program. So we did do a direct mailer to all of the businesses in the DDB to promote this, as well as we provided all of you with flyers to hand out, and also did email to the businesses as well. We did have 12 businesses express interest in the program. Out of that 12, 8 applicants were advanced that met the qualifications of the program. So we have distributed their agreements to those 8 applicants. 8 applicants the 8 approved plans are Gulf Coast European Automotive, Bob's Auto Repair, Pinellas Computers, One Stop Shop, Daff and Dream, Shelby Construction, Emily's Family Restaurant, and Downtown Vaporium. So it's a very diverse mix of businesses. So
Sorry, I missed the last one, downtown.
Downtown Vaporium. And that is it. These 8 businesses have until August 31st for their program, and then their deadline to submit their materials to us, including their reporting, is September 28th.
Thank you.
Any questions?
How much of the grant was awarded? I know there was a range between 1,000 and 2,500.
We had enough funding to award 20 businesses the maximum amount of funding, and we had 8 businesses request the maximum amount of funding.
About 20,000. We allocated 50,000 and we have 20,000 has been requested.
Yes.
So hopefully the program's successful for these 8 and they come back and others come back for more. So we'll get an update apparently in September as to October? Okay, so we'll hear back with the results. Well done is a great thing, I believe. There's limitations what we can do in the city with billboards and advertising. Heck, there's even signs on PSTA booths that say don't go downtown, so this is a good thing, right? We're promoting electronically around to come downtown, so I hope it works out well. Thanks again, Eric.
Thank you.
Next item, it looks like it's you, 5.3, the CRA updates.
Yes, Eric Santiago, CRA Manager with the CRA updates. First, next Monday, June 12th, at the CRA Trustees meeting, there will be 3 new CRA business assistance programs presented, which include the Facade and Interior Improvement Grant Program, the Restaurant Operations Essential Micro Grant Program, and the Gateway Business Economic Recovery Grant Program. So once these programs are reviewed and approved, those applications will be available at downtownclearwater.com/grants. We do have a call for artists currently out for 3 public art projects throughout the city of Clearwater, including one within the CRA boundaries, which is in the downtown gateway, for a new mural installation at the Mercado. So we encourage all artists who are interested in applying to apply at myclearwater.com/arts. The CRA is hiring, so we are looking for qualified people who want to serve the CRA team, and you can apply for those positions to be our next community redevelopment specialist at myclearwater.com/jobs. So I'm giving you lots of websites. Next, Myrtle Avenue at Cleveland Street will be experiencing some lane closures starting June 13th. This is temporary work for some sewer projects in the area. Also, next week on Tuesday, June 13th, you can meet the new managing team of The Sound at Coachman Park during a special open house. This open house will be at the Capitol Theater from 6 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. And you'll have the opportunity to meet the team and learn more about The Sound in advance of the grand opening. And again, that's at the Capitol Theater, not at The Sound. And in 3 weeks, the countdown to June 28th, which is the opening of Coachman Park. So I'm going to read off the whole week of activities that is happening. June 28th, Clearwater celebrates Coachman Park. Grand opening and ribbon cutting ceremony at 5 p.m. And then June 29th, Clearwater celebrates diversity and culture. June 30th, Clearwater celebrates music. July 1st, Clearwater celebrates community. July 2nd, Clearwater celebrates Hispanic culture. July 3rd, Clearwater celebrates wellness. And then July 4th, the return of fireworks in downtown Clearwater over the harbor, or over the marina. So, plus evening performances at The Sound. All of the details and all of that information is online at myclearwater.com, at thesoundfla.com, at coachmanpark.com, and at downtownclearwater.com. So lots of information. Also mentioned earlier by the Jolly Trolley, that week there will be extra shuttle service being offered to get people from various parking spots to the park. And that is a special 1-week service that'll be running and shuttling throughout downtown. Also, that exact same week, Coachman Perks. So Coachman Park, the Coachman Perks Rewards Program will be available. Select businesses have enrolled into a program to offer you special incentives and rewards. So that's Coachman Perks. And that'll also be on our website, downtownclearwater.com/coachmanperks. Got a lot for you. Also, tomorrow, celebrate World Ocean Day at the Clearwater Public Library at 4:30 p.m. And then finally, happening right now, literally right now, in Station Square Park is Clearwater Celebrates Pride with Pride Yoga, and that is running through 8:15 p.m. And that is free for everyone to attend and includes a silent disco. And that event is sponsored by the DDB.
Excellent. Any questions? I have a question. There's a sign, you may not know, there's a sign down at the end of the 600 block, one of the big digital temporary signs that says the street will be closed.
That's
starting.
the sewer work that he mentioned.
That's going to be, oh, okay, so that's all of 600?
The sign is, it's not going to be, from my understanding, it's more of lane shifts as opposed to closure.
Okay.
However, I was going to say, they will be shifting some of the lanes on Myrtle, which may impact your access on Cleveland Street, but it's going to be temporary while they do that sewer work.
So just a few days?
Hopefully.
Okay, good.
I know, because I walked by and I saw it this morning. I went, oh.
Because the workers down there this morning said it was being closed due to the opening of the park.
No, that variable sign that's right outside your spot, no.
Okay, good. Thanks. Thanks, Eric.
Thank you.
Okay, 5.3, city updates regarding the DDB district. Good.
So I wanted to bring you all up to speed, and this is hot off the presses, like about an hour ago, regarding the proposal to narrow Drew Street to 2 lanes, one on each east-west direction. On Monday, City Council had a robust work session discussing the possibility of restriping and having a pilot program to see how it would go. It would be sort of like a real-time trial. The council did direct the staff to get more information on what it would entail and to have a discussion with FDOT. As of today, a couple of hours ago, FDOT denied that request. However, they will be working hopefully closely with City Council and as well as citizens to and get engaged so that we can have some feedback. They will be doing it in phases so that it gives us flexibility to make any changes that we see are deemed. And they are going to be implementing sort of like a trial but computerized to see the impact on the area. So I just wanted to bring you up on to speed, and that was about, as I think, 2 hours ago. That's my latest.
I didn't, they denied a request. What was the request?
So there was a conversation in City Council where you discussed the possibility of restriping it so that it would actually replicate what was being proposed.
I see.
To see, how it would work out. But we didn't have enough information, so the City Council directed the staff to engage in conversation with the FDOT and actually come up with some more information before the decision was to be made in terms of costs and how long it would take, whether it would be, if it would have a negative impact on the timeline, and as well as whether it would jeopardize the funding, because it might push it a few months, and I know we had a deadline, but actually now that I'm answering that, I also am aware that the project is now going to be 2025 because more information has come in, and it will not be affecting the funding, even though it's been prolonged a year. So that's the latest.
So basically, Drew Street will be remodeled in 2025.
The work will be starting.
Will be starting. Okay, well, that's good news.
So it'll be Keene to Saturn will be one phase, Saturn to Myrtle, and then Myrtle to Osceola. Each phases have slightly different, features. I do know that from Myrtle to Osceola, we will have, as of now, 2 bike lanes. But I think that there probably will be some changes as the planning and engagement continues.
Thank you. Anything else?
There was a very successful event to raise the pride flag for the first time here in Clearwater, and I'm glad that happened, and I gave you folks a shout out for the financial contributions you did for that. With the atmosphere in the state right now, I'm glad that we went ahead with the program instead of canceling as some places did. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, Chair's report seems a bit redundant after Eric's speech, but I'll give it a shot here. Upcoming events that were not just previously mentioned. Living the Culture Pride event, June 1st, the kickoff with flag raising, chalk art, and light refreshments. Well, that already occurred. So June 3rd, Globe Pride, that occurred. June 7th, Pride Yoga occurring right now as we speak. June 10th, the Market Marie, downtown Cleveland Street. 2 thumbs up. Over 100 local businesses, as you know. If you haven't been to it lately, you should check it out. It's really great. June 15th through 18th, Juneteenth celebration. There'll be special events and programming as part of the City of Clearwater's Living the Culture series celebrating Juneteenth. Where do we find that information? On the websites previously mentioned. All right. And then June 17th, Clearwater Arts Alliance Public Art Walk every third Saturday of the month. And I encourage everybody to go to downtownclearwater.com and tell all your friends that are asking you silly questions where, like, why didn't I hear about this event? That happens to me at least once a week. And I say go down to the website and then you'll be in the know. And you can sign up for the newsletters, which are really fantastic also. So with that, at 6:24, this meeting is adjourned. How'd we do, right?